So let's start off positive. Dune won big. Given the amount of nominations, its showing was pretty impressive in the various technical categories from sound to visual effects, cinematography, music, and so on and so forth. It is somewhat disappointing, though, that in a lot of cases, people really weren't able to publicly really do much with the awards because they were awarded. Essentially, a lot of them were awarded off stage. They technically were on the stage, but it wasn't broadcast. So, so it's a little bizarre. But nevertheless, Dune did win. For the most part, I agree with who did win, especially in cinematography. I think that was very, very well deserved with Fraser. And even though I wasn't a big fan of the score myself, I do realize a lot of people love the score. I really only got into it towards the very end. It just felt that given what Hans Zimmer was promising, it wasn't that new or different, but that's me. But still, him winning, well deserved. The only one I kind of disagree with is the editor. I just don't really like that guy. I'm a big Snyder person, and he's anti-Snyder, so that's my prejudice. I don't like him very much. So that's the one category I'm like, I would have been okay if someone else won. But I will be consistent. The editing, for the most part, in Dune was good, but there were some major issues you have with it. Is it enough to deny the prize? I don't know. But if they had not gone editing, I wouldn't be mad. Most of these people will be returning for Dune Part 2. And that brings us to the other news, which is that Denis has confirmed that the script is done, or I should say, a basic script is done. But as he says, they may change a few things here and there, but they do now have a kind of template that they can use for Dune Part 2. So the script is ready to go. They're going to start pre-production very soon. And it seems they have Uriel on, as well as Fade, but we're going to have to wait to see if those rumors are confirmed. So the pieces are slowly gathering together to get Dune Part 2 out there. And on a final bit of clarification, this has been rumored for a while, but the ending we saw with Part 1, with Chani saying, "This is only the beginning, James is dying," and all that, the people on the production now confirm that really wasn't where they wanted to end the film. They did want to end the film much, much further into the story. Presumably, this is when Paul and Jessica are fully embraced by the Fremen. They are not beginning with the Fremen, they already are basically in the tribe. And presumably that's when we get the cutoff mark, and then we're going to go into Part 2. But there is some hope that they are going to use some of the footage and or scenes from Part 1 that we have not yet seen, and that'll be incorporated in Part 2. But I don't think a lot of it will be in Part 2, so we do have a lot of scenes that, for whatever reason, Denis does not want to be let out there. It's not clear why, but we're not going to have access to those for quite a while. But it is nice to know that some of these rumors were true. So if a lot of people were not satisfied with where exactly in the narrative they chose to end the story, yeah, they themselves confirm they debated how much further they should have gone into the story. Would it have made that much of a change? I don't know. A lot of people did not like the ending and still felt that the story was just really beginning, and then suddenly the movie ends, and that a lot of time was spent to prepare for the ending. But there's so much of the story they need to get to. A lot of vital characters, a lot of vital subplots were never touched upon. Whether Part 2 is going to compensate for that, we're going to have to wait and see. But now we do have now confirmation that the ending we got was a little bit premature. It wasn't really where they wanted to stop, but it's understandable. They had a lot of commercial pressures, so they did the best they could. So very much congratulations on the Dune team for their victories, but I have to be honest, the editing thing, I'm like, I don't know if that's really deserved, but there I am.